in our body, doer, is there a doer, enjoyer, knower in our body? Is there somebody? Is there something called doer, knower, and enjoyer? Karta, Bhokta, Nata, is somebody there? Karta is doer. Bhokta is enjoyer. Nata is knower. So the body is the doer. Any action has to happen in the physical world, body is required. Bhokta means mind. Happiness and unhappiness is the mind. Nata means intellect. Knower. Karta, Bhokta, Nata is, these are the three positions assumed by the Jiva, individual. I am Karta, Aham Karta, Aham Bhokta, Aham Nata. I am the knower, I am the doer, I am the enjoyer. Jiva. Now, who is Jiva? Jiva is nothing but reflected consciousness in Buddhi. Reflected consciousness in Buddhi. Jiva. Okay. So now, the Buddhi, intellect, body, and mind belong to Prakriti. They are Jada. There is no Chalana there. Because of the presence of consciousness, they start moving. Because of the presence of Chidabhasa, they get activated. Right? It's like fan is inert. Because of electricity, fan starts moving. Okay. Now, there's a airflow here. It blows air. You want to spotlight? There's an airflow here in the room because of the electricity and fan. Now, who is responsible for air in the room? Who is responsible for blowing air in the room? Is it fan? Is it fan? No. Is it electricity? No. It's a combination of electricity and fan. True. It's a combination of electricity and fan which blows air in the room. True. Electricity cannot do anything. Fan cannot do anything. So now, if the fan says, I am blowing air, it's false. If electricity says, I am blowing air, it's also false. A combination should be there. So now the problem here, so problem here is consciousness is pure. It cannot do any activity. The matter cannot do any activity. Prakriti cannot do anything. The combination of matter and consciousness has to do something. Okay. So the problem is there is nothing which can combine matter and consciousness. Because matter is like oil. Consciousness is like water. Oil and water can never mix. Right? So then they appear to be mixing up because of ego. A false reality which says I am consciousness and I am matter is created. That's called Jiva. There's no such thing possible in reality. Why? Because consciousness is a different property, matter has different property. They cannot be, two of them cannot mix at all. So there appears to be mixing up. That appears to be mixing up is called Jiva. It's also called Chit Jada Granthi, which mixes the consciousness and matter. So now this Jiva claims, I am the Karta, I am the Bhokta, I am the Nata. I am the doer, I am the knower, I am the enjoyer. Now what is really happening is, because of the presence of consciousness, the matter, there's a movement in the matter. Chalana. Just like sun is there, the plant will grow by itself. Okay. So because of the presence of sun, the material energy gets activated. There's a movement happens. That's why I told yesterday, the physical world, the physical bodies of all jivas is governed by Vaishvanara. The Vaishvanara, presence of Vaishvanara consciousness activates all the bodies. Movements happens. So this jiva, which is a false entity, which mixes the body and consciousness, claims that I am the body, identifies with the body. Intellect powered by Chidavasa. And then it says, I am the doer if the body is doing something. So body is, heartbeat is happening, breathing is happening, brain is functioning, everything is functioning. Millions of activities are happening in the body. Jiva cannot do anything about that. Ego cannot do anything about it. Millions of activities are happening in the body because of presence of consciousness. Jiva cannot do anything about it. But Jiva still claims the actions done by the body myself. I'm doing. So that's a doership coming because the actions done by the body is done by Jiva. Now, why actions are happening in the body? Actions are happening in the body because of the impressions will rise. Vasanas will come. It's like a program. Vasanas will rise. Okay. These vasanas, there's a decision taking. This vasana has to be activated. Decision making is there. I have to work on this. So then the body will move. It will bring result. Result, it will become another vasana. This is a program. Vasana, action, result, and vasana again. Or samskara. Samskara is habit pattern. So samskara, thought leads to thought, thought leads to action, action leads to result, result leads to samskara, vasana. Now, what is the role of jiva here? The entire thing is activated by consciousness, Chaitanya. So jiva claims the body is moving. I am only responsible for the body movement. In fact, 99 millions of actions are happening in the body. Jiva is not doing anything. So jiva is actually, one is claiming and other is gathering impression. Gathering impression and claiming. So something happens. I don't like it. Impression becomes. I like it. Impression becomes. So jiva's responsibility is the claim and gathering impression. Okay. So now, impressions are recorded in subconscious memory or unconscious memory. They go deep because impression it is kept pending for future action. Immediately you can do something, actions are done. Something has to be done for the future, it's pending. One by one, these pending actions will come to the conscious mind. The ego will decide, oh, I like this, some action will happen. I don't like this, action will not happen. So ego takes a decision. I like, I don't like. Okay. Rest of things are happening all because of presence of consciousness. The body movement, everything. Even the ego is activated because of consciousness. That's a different matter.
It's not good. Jiva soul.
Okay. So then what will happen? Action, result, impression, vasana, asamskara, thought, action. It's a cycle. Is there a doer here? Is there a real doer here? A program being executed continuously. It's like a memory, something is there, it'll come, it'll get executed, some result will come. It's a continuous, there is no independent doer. Because to do something, jiva requires a consciousness. There's no independent doership. So program execution is happening. Vasana, samskara, vasana, thought, prati, result, vasana or samskara. Again, this goes on. So, but jiva claims, I am the Atma. He says, I am doer. So that means it's mixing up Atma and the body. I am is Atma, referring to Atma and body. So Everything is super emotional. Atma. So Atma appears to be doing something. Atma appears to be enjoying something. Atma appears to be knowing something. Why Atma? Because Atma is the only constant here. Atma doesn't change. Right? Ego itself, Jiva itself, ego itself is coming in the waking state, dream state it another takes another form, deep sleep state disappears. So what is constant is Atma. Everything is super emotional Atma. So, but Atma is not a doer. Atma is a presence. Now, who is real doer here? Who is enjoyer there? Who is knower here? Hey, imaginary entity. Doer, imaginary. Ego we call it, but it's not real. Something which mixes of consciousness and matter is not real. Is the real doer, enjoyer, knower? So now, in meditation means we understand there's no real doer, enjoyer, knower. I'm sitting silently. So now when you sit silently, normally ego uses buddhi. What is ego? Ego is nothing but past memories, a record of past memories, vasanas, samskaras. That's ego. Thought will come. So that uses buddhi for doing something. Ego is the master. When you sit silently, not doing anything, ego cannot do anything. Right? So now what will happen? Vasanas will come. Who is there now? Sakshi is there. Sakshi doesn't decide anything. Sakshi doesn't like or dislike, is not there for Sakshi. It just watches. So when it watches, Sakshi watches, like or dislike is not there. Then that Vasana and Samskara will get burnt. If you say, I like it, it'll get recorded. If I don't like it, again it gets recorded. So now Sakshi is just watching it. These Vasanas and Samskaras are pending actions. A list of to-do actions pending. They come by one. So pending action, boss says, now Sakshi is the boss. Says, neither like nor dislike. They will come, it will get emptied out. So now, no, I don't want this. I don't like this. Again, you'll get recorded because it's important. So some painful memory comes. You start keeping a pain here. No, I don't want it. I don't want it means you are giving importance. Gets recorded here. I want it. Some nice thoughts will come. I want it. Again, it gets recorded. Vasana and samskara. Because like and dislike are jiva. Sakshi is not like, doesn't like, no like and dislike. So then what happens? If you're sitting as Sakshi, it will keep on coming, emptying out. It will get burnt out. Painful memories will come, Sakshi. Joyful memories will come, Sakshi. The moment you say like and dislike, ego has come into picture. It will again record, the program will continue. So now Sakshi, the moment Sakshi comes into picture, program starts to get broken because Vasana and samskaras will not give rise to action. Actions and thoughts and samskara. So it will get broken. The cycle chain gets broken. So the purpose of sitting as Sakshi is to break the chain of Vasana, samskara, thought, action, result. So now if you are able to sit like this, they start getting emptied out. Then one day we'll have an empty basket. Right? Subbu, it's clear?
What about the of Ishvara? So when you're saying who is the doer?
Yeah. So with that concept of Ishvara, I'll tell you. Okay. Is this clear? What I said? There's no real doer. Real doer. There's an apparent doer. Ego is the apparent doer, apparent knower, one of apparent knower. Karta, Bhokta, Dnata is ego. But ego itself is not real. Because it's a mix of consciousness and matter. Right? So now, Naham Karta, Harireva Karta, Ishvara is the doer. What is the meaning of that? Is the presence of Ishvara activates the universe, Prakriti. Ishvara has no doership.
So when they say Ishvara is,
I say, when there is no doership for Ishvara in that sense. Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, I have created the entire universe, but I have no doership. Ishvara has no doership. Okay, what happens in the case of Ishvara is the universe, the 5 elements, the creation of the universe, and including Jivas, memory of Jivas, they're all there in the Ishvara as Prakriti. So the Prakriti gets activated by the presence of Ishvara, consciousness. Like sun activates all the seeds. Sun doesn't claim that I am responsible for the plant. I'm responsible for foods. But in the presence of sun, everything starts moving. In that sense, Ishvara's presence, the Prakriti gets activated, starts yielding fruits. Your Vasana and Samskara, my Vasana and Samskara, each are like seeds. They get activated. So the Ishvara, because of presence of Ishvara, the entire universe starts getting activated. But Ishvara himself is not a doer. He doesn't claim any doership because sun doesn't claim any doership for this thing. Ishvara says, in my presence, Prakriti gets activated. Nature. Now your Vasana and Samskara is also there. Vasana and Samskara for all living beings are there in Ishvara. Right? They become sprout. Until that Ishvara Srishti, including the sky, the earth, everything is there in the Samskara. It will get activated. Objective reality, what all of us experience, all animals, that's the objective reality. That's already there as a part of Ishvara's mind. And individual Vasanas and Samskara also is there. The totality of creation is there in seed form in Ishvara. That's called causal body. The causal body sprouts, it becomes subtle and gross. Without a doership for the Ishvara. But for my point of view, I can say Ishvara is the doer. From my point of view, because I have doership. Right? The problem is my doership is a problem. So that's why Jiva is told, whatever doership you have is not real. Your body is, some millions of activities are happening in your body. You are not doing it. Right? Brain functioning, eye functioning, ear functioning, heart, kidney, liver, blood flow, everything, it's a constant activity. Constant activity is happening because of consciousness, Ishvara's consciousness. That consciousness which happens, everything happens in the Jiva's body. That consciousness responsible for that is Vaishwanara. Right? So now the Jiva is pointed out, my dear Jiva, your body, you are thinking that action happening through your body is yours. In fact, action is happening all the universal bodies, all the bodies in the universe, all Jivas. You are able to see, I am able to see, she is able to hear. It's not happening because of Jiva. So the one doer of action is Vaishwanara. Then what is happening is in the presence of Vaishwanara, the Vasanas and Samskaras are in the seed form. They become, in the causal form, they become subtle, then become gross, they become thought, and thought becomes action, action becomes result. Right? Crop comes. So from my point of view, my doership, my doership is problem because I am illusionary doership. There's no individual, there's no real guy called who is doer. I have a sense of doership. That sense of illusion of sense of doership is a big problem. Ego. I'll never be able to get rid of it. Right? Because ego is set of memory records. Ego is nothing but a memory records. If you're able to delete memory records with some gun, then no problem. But it's not possible. All memory records you claim. If you are able to live without memory record, then there is enlightenment. Memory record you can use, but don't leave memory record as me. Understand? Memory records are very useful. But memory records is not me. The memory record has two parts. One, information content and psychological content. Psychological content, ego owns. It's I only did. Once you understand the falsehood of psychological content, all actions appear to be universal and impersonal. The personal aspect is gone. And when the personal aspect is gone, it is called liberation.
But transactional world is Prabhuji.
That's why I'm saying any action has two parts. Any memory has two parts. Information part and psychological part. So for example, this book is information. Okay. This my book is psychology part. My book is also okay. But if you take this book, I get hurt, then psychological part is a problem. Understand? So in Gnani, information part will continue. Psychological part also continue. This is my book. But there's no attachment. So even if you take the book, he will not feel hurt. Understand? A Gnani, like Ramana Maharshi, is able to read newspaper. There's no information content. Not if somebody comes and does Namaskara Ramana Maharshi, he'll do turn around. That means there is information content is not destroyed. Only psychological content is destroyed. Understand? The psychological content is false actually, not real. Ego is already making a false claim. I am the doer. Universal action which is happening to all the body mind complexes, ego is saying, claiming I am doing. So universal actions you can say, I'll give you an example, right? Universal action. Okay. The nature, Prakriti, wants procreation. The human being has to multiply. Okay. So now a boy sees a girl. Then suddenly some hormones are coming in the body. Hormones are generated. Why hormones are generated? This is a part of nature, Prakriti. Then the boy wants that hormones and says, I love you, as if it's personal. some chemical hormone is secreted in the body. It's an impersonal thing. It's a Prakriti, nature.
If he says God loves you, the girl won't love him.
So impersonal thing has been converted to personal. You understand? The entire universe is running on impersonal. Prakriti. Prakriti under the consciousness, under the presence of Ishvara, is running. It's impersonal. There's nothing personal about you or me. You falling in love with that guy, that fall guy loving him, everything is a chemical reaction. Prakriti. So you getting angry, she getting angry, there's nothing personal about it. That's all chemical reaction in the body. Now all these are impersonal activities, presence of Ishvara. But still Jiva says, I am only doing it, I suffer. Okay, suffering also, everything is personalized. Suffering is also impersonal in that sense. Anything, but still it's personalized, but it's universal action. See, in business now, what is the entire corporations are running? We are working in big corporations. So many millions, hundreds of people are working. It's a process. The business is only process to make money. Right? The Tom does it, Dick does it, Tom, Dick or Harry, it doesn't matter. It's the process will run. Business process. But this guy comes into, I only did this business. I only did this business. What you only did? You are a part of our process. Nothing personal about it. If you are not there, somebody else will be there. So you start claiming. And you feel good about it. And you will get a promotion also. That's different. Here, ego starts claiming and it gives a good karma or bad karma because of that. Promotion and demotion also will get that. So the entire universe is an impersonal process running. Understand? It's not personal about it. No worship. But there's a claimers there. Many claimers are there. Jiva. All Jivas are claimed now. Devatas also claim. All Devatas, Jivas, everybody claims. So the claimer gets the reward, promotion or demotion. Good karma, bad karma. But the claimer has to visualize that I am not a doer. There's no doer. There's no claimer also. The claiming and doing also part of the impersonal process. Others will not get involved. No. Business won't happen. No.
So he will have a lot of doubt. Advaita Musakama, Advaita Musakama, that he have a lot of doubts. Originally, Sannyasa Tagundu in Nanur, he will start realizing Paramatmudu Verige, Paramatma Belata idane ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರಲ್ಲೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರವರು ಬರೀ ಊಟ ಬರುವುದಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರಲ್ಲೂ ನನಗೆ ಒಂದೇ ಜೀವ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಕಾನ್ಶಿಯಸ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಆಕಾಶ ಭೂಮಿ ಪಂಚಭೂತಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ನನಗೆ ಅವರೇ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದ್ಮಿತ್ ರಾಮ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ
ನೀರನ್ನು ಕೆರೆಗೆ ಚೆಲ್ಲಿ Varava padadavarante kaanido. So that is the song of Purandarasa. Kere neeranu kerege chelli varava padadante kaanido. So kere means you go to a lake, take some water and offer it to God. The water doesn't belong to me. Okay? And you are giving to God. In the process, you are getting a boon. So there's a doership here. Right? The entire offering to God, when you are offering prasadam or flower to God, it's called Naivedya. Naivedya means Nivedya. It's not mine. Yours is I am offering to you. What you have to do? Because we have a concept. Yours is mine, mine is also mine. Nindu, nandu, nandu, nandu. So at least somewhere you start understanding yours is yours. Okay. So that's where carry needed to carry it. Oh God, you have given water, the lake, water of the lake. I'm offering it to you, and this you are giving. I'm getting blessing. So basically, our problem is what is the universal? I make it personal. In the process, I get into karma trap. Understand? What is personal about you? Tell me. There's nothing personal about you. Huh? Nothing personal about it. Even ego is universal. Because ego in you, ego in her, all are egos only. All egos behave like alike only. Even ego you can't claim as yours. It's also impersonal. Nothing special about ego. Ego wants to make special. Even that is nothing. Because everybody has ego, including animal has ego. You know how a cat has ego? Cat has so much of ego. See why it plays with the rat now? Because by playing with the rat, cat feels superior. Bekki challata, ilige pran sankata. So that's why, because while playing with the rat, cats feel very superior. So even animals have ego. So ego is nothing special to you. Even there you cannot claim specialty. It's also universal. Everything is universal and everything is impersonal. Impersonal sense, there's nothing. It's all happening. But Jiva claims that a personal. Impersonal things are claimed as personal. That's where the problem is. It's not a state of mind, it's a reality. It's a reality. Understand? It's a reality. It's not a state of mind. Understand? Everything in this universe is impersonal. Look at your life now. A monkey or donkey or animal, they grow up, they have sex drive, they're mate, they'll produce children, they take care of children, they die. You also do that. What is personal about it? Huh? It's a part of Prakriti, nature. But you personalize. How much affection for your son? Huh? As if it's personal entity. That's why there's a person, there's a poet called Kahil Gibrail. He says, your children are not your children. Okay? They're all God's children. They came through you. You are the pipe. You have a responsibility, but you have no ownership. So now the ego wants to claim ownership for everything. No. Understand? Whatever is given by God, offer it back to God. And in the process, you take a boon. Boon is what? You have ignorance. In the process, you are making whatever is universally making personal. Body is not yours. Body is made of 5 elements. It's my body. Body is performing actions not because of you. It's because of Vaishwanara, the consciousness. Trillions of actions happening in the body. Not one single action is by you. Okay. Hormones are getting generated. Anger, fear. Then you say, I am angry. My love. So, right? Pain. Everything is impersonal. It's a part of function of the universe.
These common actions are missing.
Ownership is missing. That's why I say ownership is missing. He has only one chemical called dopamine. Dopamine is getting generated all the time. He is blissful. Understand? So what happens is that all these impersonal things happen in the universe. Okay, that you personalize, and the moment you personalize, good karma and bad karma also will come to you, and that becomes, they'll become impressions, become vasana. They'll get programmed. The universe is very happy. They say, what is it? It will continue. Just continue the whole. The nature wants to make sure everything progresses, everything continues. Okay, so it's very this thing. Please understand, everything in the universe is impersonal. Okay, we are making it personal. That's a problem. A boy getting attracted to a girl, it's a chemical reaction. Having a child is a chemical reaction. We are superimposed on the consciousness. Consciousness is not doing anything. Consciousness is just presence, Atma. What is doing is a program is getting executed. Or 300 million years, you don't know. Okay. So programs are getting executed. Impersonal. That's why we say in Yajna we do, people used to do in early day Yajna. Yajna will take ahuti and offer it to God. Agnaye swaha idam namama. Idam namama is, it's not mine, I'm offering it to you still. Vayave swaha idam namama, I'm offering to Vayu, it's not mine. Then whose? It belongs to the totality, Ishvara. Okay. So now why are you offering what doesn't belong to you? Because what doesn't belong to you, you are claiming yourself. So at least get rid of that concept. The concept of personality. Tell me what is personal about you?
ನೀವ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಮಂತ್ರ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ದೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಫಲ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಆತರ ಮಾಡಿರೋರಿಗೆ ಆ ಫಲದ ಒಂದು ಇದು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರ್ಬೋದಾ?
ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. I can't say anything. It is not, we cannot generalize it. Okay. So understood. Every single thing in the universe is impersonal. What is personal? Your ignorance. Adnana. Adnana is the only personal thing. Understand? So that's why Janakaraja, Ashtavakra Rishi, Guru came to Janakaraja. So Ashtavakra, Janakaraja says, enlightenment is like this, no? Please tell me, give me some secret by which I can get enlightenment like this. Enlightenment doesn't take much time. Then Ashtavakra says, I'll give you secret of enlightenment, but first give me Guru Dakshina. Because after Guru Dakshina, after you get enlightened, you say, I am Brahman, you are Brahman, nothing to give. You'll go. Okay. So then Janaka says, okay, I give my kingdom. Ashtavakra says, laughs. Kingdom doesn't belong to kingdom, it belongs to people. So then I'll become your servant. My body is dedicated. Your body doesn't belong to you. It belongs to Panchabhutas, 5 elements. Give me something which belongs to you. Then Janaka Raja says, nothing belongs to me. Only my Adnana was mine. So that I'm offering. Only Adnana belongs to us. Nothing else. And that moment he got enlightened. So for you, enlightenment is very simple. Offer your Adnana, that's all. Nothing else is to be done. Illusion that everything, something belongs to me.
Actually, ಅದು ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದು ಈಗೋ. So ಇದೇನ acceptance ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ I think that
nothing is personal in your life. Law of karma also nothing personal. Oh, why God is creating problem for me? No, it's an impersonal functioning. Rule of the game. Any questions?
They just
now now we are over. So whenever you say I, actually you're referring to your past history. Okay, right? Your memory record is you. Memory record is not you. Memory record is a diary, not written by ego. Please understand. It is not ego. The memory record, of course, ego's impressions are recorded, but ego is not there at all the point of time. Only Atma is there at all the point of time. In the name of Atma, ego is writing records. Ego's impressions are getting recorded. Okay, Waker is not in the dream. Dreamer is not in the deep sleep. Still, Waker claims that I only dreamt. What is there in the Waker and Dreamer deep sleep is Atma. So it's a memory diary. The diary you are saying you. How can you say this book is I am? So I have to digest means who has to digest?
She's making it impersonal. Nano onbidre personal agate anta now. But ಎಷ್ಟು ರೈಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದಲ್ವಾ ಪೂಜೆ ಅದೇ ರಿಯಾಲಿಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಕೋತೀವಿ. But in memory,
see, a very beautiful way we express that. When we are in ignorance, we'll say now. When I do good thing, I only see. It's like in office now. Office. So employees are working. Let's work together very hard. And the employees say, let us work together. Working together, we have to all work. When promotion comes, I only did. Boss. The claim is all. But when you have to ignorance or work has to be done all now. But claim is I. Any questions, Subbu?
Question about Vichara, but how related to this? So you are introducing this concept of deity, Vichara. So
That's actually real this thing. That's misinterpreted many bhashas, many bhashas.
So the question is in